Roberto da Costa, Sunspot, is a black man. He's Afro-Brazilian.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I agree with everything you said, but I'm gonna add something. I think another problem that we have is that in our community, the black comic community, not the blurred, not the nerd community, because that's a big, wide range of things. We will vouch and go out our way for characters that aren't black, but we don't even know the characters that are even actually black. Here's what I mean by that. We've all seen these pictures in these Facebook groups, Twitter, whatever, and these artists that make the who's who of Marvel black characters or whatever. You really don't see Sunspot around. I mean, these are black artists that are creating this. And the representation of Sunspot is really hardly ever there. I can't even find Sunspot here. And this is a very, very popular picture. Even when you have these montage of photos of underutilized X-Men, Sunspot really never really comes up enough. I mean, even look at this. I mean, these are different black superheroes, but we'll vouch for Panthro, who's a cat alien that had a black voice actor. But black voice actors don't make the character. We've had a lot of white people that voice black characters. We don't say, oh, because the voice actor voiced those characters, that particular character is now a white. Same thing with Hot Wing. Hot Wing's brown skinned, but he's freaking, and he got freaking long ears. We will go, the whole sum of this is we want who we want. And that's part of the problem. We're not fighting, and we're not fighting for actual black characters. We're fighting for what's popular and what's trendy. We'll even go as far as saying Piccolo is black, and we will come up, rearrange, and do whatever we have to do to grandfather these characters in and adopt them, right? I mean, I did a whole spill on this last year. Basically, every time the black superheroes get assembled, Sunspot either doesn't get a text or he's missing. And yes, granted, the writers at Marvel, they're young. Some of them are ignorant. They come in, they say, oh, Pedro is Brazilian. I'm going to make him the Brazilians that I see that they market. The light skin, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I'm not going to go into his heritage, into his history. We also know that a lot of black characters don't sell as well as white ones unless you're the T'Challa and the Storms of the world. And we as the community have a lot to do with that because sometimes we even side over there. That's just the ugly, nasty truth about it. We as a community have to do better in promoting actual black characters that aren't trending. I even said it a couple of weeks ago, but it's so important to continue to bring this up because unfortunately casuals will look at this and they'll assume that this is what he looks like. Colorism is a real thing. Complexion and how you look matters. If it didn't matter so much, we wouldn't have racism, right? I mean, in the Black Comic Lords Facebook group, we talk about this all the time. And it gets low heat all the time because a lot of people are so ignorant of this character. They keep seeing him in different lights. So I think it's the black community. We got to do better about talking about this, speaking up on it more. I think we do, but talking about it is one thing, but putting your money up when he's on a cover, when he's in a book, buy it. When I'm on social media, like I'm advocating to Marvel to hey, we want a dark skinned Pedro, right? But we don't really do that. Most of our energy is being spent on 4 characters: Black Panther, Storm, Miles, and Blade. And everybody else kind of just is decoration. And we gotta do better at that. And then of course, we grab another characters that's not even black, but because they're cool and because they're hip and they rap, all of a sudden we want to make them black. And what that does is that takes characters like Sunspot and pushes him to the bottom of the list. I mean, he basically has to take a number at this point. But yeah, I've actually talked about this topic tons of times, actually more than I actually thought. But it's the same result. You get not a lot of engagement on posts like these and comments, folks, oh, I didn't know, and da-da-dee-da-da-da. But I don't know, man. Great video. Sunspot is black. And if we're going to fight for anything, we should be fighting for actual black characters and not characters that we want to be black because they're trendy and they're cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And before I go, I know I said I was done, but I'm still going. Have in the recent comics they've done a better job? Sure they have. They've made him darker skinned. Have we embraced this character since then? Probably not as much as we should. Like, and that's an understatement. I've seen his transition throughout time, and for the most part, he's never really had the fanfare from us. Not sure what I can say about white folks and Brazilians because I'm not them, but I know as far as the black community, when we talk about, I mean, folks casuals, folks that read comics, whatever. Nobody has. He's been to them. He's been ambiguous. But now that we're kind of still in this intersectionality phase of this country, I really don't know where he stands. But I do know this: when I'm in black spaces around black people that read comics, the black comic lords, he don't come up like he should, man. It's a problem. It's a real problem. But let's not even talk about all the AI images that black folks are making, trying to reimagine themselves as white characters. So what does this do? What do you think this does to a Sunspot? It just erases him. Damn near erases him because we're fighting to be the black Wolverines, the black Rogues, the black Professor X, the black Magnetos, the black Gamuts. That's what a big chunk of our community wants. We don't really want to deal with the black characters because they're not as popular as the white ones. So let's just be a black version of white characters. But kids, that is a sermon on the mount for another day. But that's also a part of this problem. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this dead horse is like a ghost now. So I'm done.